James, I've been looking some things up.
Aye. Sure you have.
I think we should go to Walsall next season.
I'm not a fan of that idea, really, to be honest.
Well, I know, but put it this way. Number one, they've got the Leather Museum.
The Leather Museum.
The Leather Museum.
Wow, that's the sort of thing you're into, the Leather Museum.
Oh, definitely. Hey, don't you bring up my private life on this.
Boring football man in a jumper who likes leather.
Yeah. There's also the Aston Manor Road Transport Museum.
Transport Museum.
Ooh.
I'm still not feeling it.
Nah. Okay, there's a casino.
Hey, we're there. Will there be alcohol in the casino?
Yeah, why not?
My face is lit up.
Yeah, pool.
Yeah, I'm more up for the casino than I am.
21, can't you?
Just about.
Yeah.
I'm more up for the casino than I am the Leather Museum.
There's one more thing. Go-karting.
I can't drive, but with that.
I can drive. As you pointed out, that apparently I've got a brilliant car, even though I don't. On the podcast yesterday. Yesterday, the day before.
Oh yeah, Connor really drives a Seat Ibiza.
It's a nice one.
But he calls it an Ibiza because he's a bit weird.
No, I call it Tiesto.
Oh dear.
I do. He's a DJ who goes in Ibiza. So, have I sold you on Walsall?
Not really, particularly. Nah. I'm not looking forward to going to Walsall because it means Sunderland will be in League One.
Yeah, no, we got to look at the positives. Blackpool.
The Leather Museum is not a positive.
There's Blackpool. Go to the Pleasure Beach.
I've been to the Pleasure Beach.
Is it still called the Pepsi Max?
I've no idea.
There used to be a right called that, Pepsi Max. I've not been since I was 6. Like.
That's because it's rubbish, and you only go when you're about 6, and then you never go again.
Fair. Okay, let's get started then. James, what's up with the written on shirt?
Well, you see, I just thought I'd wear it because Daffabet, our sponsors, gave us it. There's no hidden agenda behind me wearing this shirt at all.
No,
we didn't go to McDonald's and I didn't spill ketchup all down my nice blue shirt.
Was it ketchup? I thought it was barbecue.
No, it was salsa. You know that salsa sauce you get with the mozzarella dippers? It was really good. And then I spilled it.
You didn't even offer me a mozzarella dipper either. Bastard.
He had a wrap. He had his own wrap.
I got boobs on here. That's a nightmare.
Fat bastard.
I had my own homemade wrap. Back to more pressing.
Rub it in. I had my own homemade wrap.
Why's that rubbing in? You got a Mackey's and I had to make do with my pack lunch.
Yeah, I'm the obese one here. It's fine.
We're both obese.
We'll probably get pelters for being obese on Twitter anyway. So
I get pelters for being bald. That's it.
Anyway, the football.
We've spent 3 minutes now. Not.
We'll have to cut some out.
Yeah, maybe. Not at the matter of time. So this weekend was another bad performance. Well, maybe not a bad performance, but a great performance. Really, to go through the synopsis of the game, it is a tight, boring 0-0 affair. Nothing really happening. The QPR just play this hopeless, floaty, long ball over the top, and
floaty.
Yeah, and looks like it should be dealt with easy. But then Jason Steele decides to run out and then go, do you know what? I'm gonna be really, really aggressive here, and I want to win the ball. But then he realized he overran it, and the ball's bouncing over his head. And he's like, shit! What am I gonna do?
It was like a pathetic,
he goes, shit, what am I going to do? Well, 2 options here for Steele. Number 1, he can let it go over his head and let the QPR man score, miss, a defender maybe cover him. He probably doesn't know that instantly.
Probably no defender cover him.
Or, number 2, he can very obviously punch the ball straight up in the air.
Which is an automatic red card.
Give QPR a free kick about 20, 25 yards out, right on the edge of the box in a separate position. You can do that. So Steele, obviously, because he's the Sunderland goalkeeper, decides that punching it up in the air very obviously. He didn't even try and hide the punch. Like, at least when Maradona did it, he kind of did it like this. So that,
See,
at the side of his head.
I've worked out the root of our problems from this calamity, this latest calamity. The fact that in the post-match kind of interviews and such, like, Adam Matthews stated that he didn't think it was a red card.
He thought it was harsh.
Adam, this is why we're losing games, because you don't know the laws of football. It's a straight red card.
The funny thing is, Adam Matthews actually been one of the few who's been alright. But I mean, how
clearly the problem with this squad is that they don't know.
They obviously don't watch the highlights.
Steele thinks he's playing handball on the beach.
Yeah.
Adam Matthews has played a different sport.
They're all playing a different sport. Ashley Fletcher, I think he's just somehow managed to be a footballer. I think he's just on the pitch. Hey, how did this happen? But getting paid £40 a week for this.
But Sunderland, you can say, they could play Man City playing a completely different sport. Yeah, it's a different ball game, different game of football. But it's not even just Man City. It's like Wolves are. Drop your phone on the floor. Wolves are playing a different sport. Everybody's playing a different sport. Sunderland. We play Coleman ball.
Do you know what the worst thing is we are the worst team in the league. We're not even going to finish third bottom or second bottom. We are worse than Burton Albion.
We deserve to go down.
Burton Albion play in front of, what, 5,000 fans a week? I know, nothing to do with attendance. I'm not a Newcastle fan. This isn't the attendance cup.
You win the cup.
Scales. The scales, though, the clubs. They're a team that has a ground that's essentially a League 2 non-league ground. It is. It's terrible.
Bit harsh. I think it's a wonderful ground.
I've never been. I didn't go this season.
Well, neither have I, but I think it's a nice ground. From what I've seen.
Well, for me, look at the two clubs. Something's going fundamentally wrong at Sunderland if Sunderland are finishing lower than Burton Albion.
Oh, definitely.
You know, and that's no disrespect to Burton.
And Burton, like, finishing below Burton Albion, who'll still go down as well.
Yeah, well, exactly. We're going to finish bottom of this league, man. And this is a shit league. I've been at every single game at the Stadium Light this season and a few away games. And there's no great in this league. There's no team that's phenomenal. There's no teams that are particularly woeful, but there's no quality, really.
Yeah, I think there's an issue here as well, is that teams come to the stadium of like they don't get out of first and second gear. You don't see the quality when it comes to the stadium, lad. Villa did it the other week because they just come and they knock the ball about a bit and then they just win because we'll shoot ourselves in the foot or implode. That
was like a rest for them.
Yeah, it is. It's like as much as a training session you can get. That's why Sunderland fans are saying, oh, this league's not very good, is because teams don't have to play that good to beat us. Wolves are a good side. They'll do one of the Premier League.
We're going to draw there.
We're going to draw there.
Somehow, we're going to draw. So, for me, I'm finding it frustrating now that I'm looking at sort of the cold hard facts, and defensively we have been the worst team in the league this year. I think maybe we've got the second worst.
Do you find yourself like giving a shit anymore now? I feel myself so disconnected with it.
Well, you know, I say that, but I was obviously on a podcast on Monday and now do this. Oh, dog's barking.
The dog barking.
Yeah.
No, but for me that's part of the problem as well, is that like I have to put myself through a podcast, I have to write about them, then well I don't have to, I do it because I love it deep down. But for me it's just becoming so monotonous. It's like we lose and then our editor Gav was like, do you fancy writing something for the site this week? Well, Gav,
there's only so many ways to polish it too.
Exactly. How many ways can I say? Well, Chris Coleman got tactically wrong.
We've done 3 episodes of this now as well. And every episode's been a proper negative. Like, I love one if we win, and I'll come on.
Yeah, we haven't won in 3 episodes
of
this show. God knows how many episodes of the podcast.
We've not won. This is 10 games this weekend. If we don't win this weekend, which probably won't, it'll be 10 games out win.
And who have we got this weekend? Preston. You just know we're going to come and do us.
I agree. Preston's the sort of side that comes to the Stadium Light and gets a win. Gets a hard-fought Ipswich Town-esque 2-0 win. Or Brentford 2-0 win.
Well, the score at their place was 2-2, was it 3-3?
2-2.
2-2.
That was
another one of those comebacks, wasn't it?
Yeah, that was towards the end of the Grayson reign. Watmore was playing, looked good.
Yeah.
We could have got to be fair, we probably could have got a win from that game. Grayson had
turned a corner. They went
managed to get one win. One of them wins in that sequence. We drew a lot of games with the Grayson. Not that I'm a big Grayson sympathiser.
Well, as you pointed out last season, his record is better than Coleman's at the moment, isn't it?
It is.
But Coleman's had more games.
Coleman's had more. Yeah. Coleman's won more games.
But he's lost more games.
Not really mastered the art of picking up a point.
No, he doesn't respect the point, as the once great Sam Allardyce once said.
I know. It's funny that I actually wrote something yesterday for a different website, which I write for.
Oh,
about
a different website you write for.
Yeah.
May or not have copied me by going into such website, but
about how this all, and we all know it, but this all stems from the fact that Roy Hodgson put Harry Kane on corners.
How I laughed as a Welshman. How I laughed.
And you look at that decision now, like, could one decision that had nothing to do with Sunderland, absolutely nothing, can be pinpointed to the demise of this great football club, is simply because Roy Hodgson thought that Harry Kane, one of the best strikers in the world, should be taking corners.
It's definitely a factor. I mean, there's all sorts of like weird little anomalies littered around the history of Sunderland. Like there was that straw article that we had, where like we were fudging our taxes back in the day by saying we needed to buy like £74,000 worth of straw for the pitch, and it was just a way of like fudging the attendance figures or something. And we got like.
You were talking about that the other week with Spencer Vickers.
Yeah, we got penalised, and then it turns out we've never been the same since, or won anything since '73. So
you know, it is funny though. You can sort of pinpoint, I suppose, even England's decisions. You know, Darren Bent leaving, as much as it could have been about him with Brucey's daughter. The other factor was the fact that Fabio Capello told him that he needed to move to get in the England side.
So he moved to Aston Villa, who at the time were
second bottom,
as good.
So
to be a Sunderland fan, eh?
We have been screwed by the FA. I'm going to tag FA in this video.
You should tag it. I'm just glad I don't live away anymore, because I used to live away and I used to just have to defend Sunderland for everything. Because that was like the way it is. Like, someone attacks Sunderland, you got a defender. But we were quite good then. We had Defoe, we had Pickford. It was like Allardyce, great escape. We were shite, but you know, I always knew we'd turn it around. And we had the fans. We had the fans. There was loads of fans in the stadium. Now we haven't even got any fans. I used to live behind the fact that our fans were absolutely mint no matter what. Not that I'm blaming fans at all. Like, I don't go as much as I should because I work, and why should I give me time to them? But I used to say our fans are the most passionate, loyal, will always be there no matter what, and then our numbers are starting.
I'm gonna counter you on that, because number one, we've only won 2 home games.
I'm not saying it's a bad thing. I'm just saying.
Yeah, but I used to hide attacking.
No, not at all. I've just said that I don't go to games as much as I should. I'm not attacking fans. I'm just saying that I used to have this kind of like united, brilliant fan base to like push forward as a great bastion of Sunderland, but now it seems even that's ebbing away, and rightly so, because results haven't been good enough. So don't be having a go at me, Sonny Jim.
The dog's barking over you. Which,
like that, elaborate your point before you try and punch holes in it.
All I was going to say was it's a miracle that I know.
We're doing well for that many fans to be in the stadium.
There's more people at Sunderland than what goes to Crystal Palace games, what goes to West Brom games, what goes to
very
Bournemouth. I mean, we're triple what our Bournemouth attendance is nearly.
Aye, and Defoe left us for them.
Well,
Premier League football. I mean, what a selfish man.
A 6 million signing on fee.
What a selfish man. Hey, I'm joking.
He downed tools, to be fair.
Oh, well, we'll talk about this, shall we? Because you think he downed tools, don't you?
He did.
I'm not saying. I'm just asking the question.
This is possibly a controversial opinion, because Defoe is rightfully loved by Sunderland fans. I like Jermaine Defoe.
That sounds like you don't.
But January last year, when this whole story broke about them, if they went down, Defoe could leave on a free. He stopped playing. His heart seemed to drift out of it.
I agree, but however, I will counter with
the team shit.
Every other person in that Sunderland team did as well.
They did, and obviously the David Moyes era.
And he couldn't have done anything even if he fucking tried.
That's true. And I don't think Jermaine Defoe for 1 minute to blame, but I do think that he had his eye on a move in last season.
And I don't begrudge him it.
And when he signed the contract, the new contract this summer, didn't he? For Allardyce.
Yeah, I can't. No. But yeah, I don't know. I can't. It's a blur. It's all a blur. It's one blur of constant heartache.
Anyway, let's fast forward back to the current day. We're
shite.
That's we are shite, but we have Preston this weekend.
Who would you play? Who would you play against Preston? How do you mix things up? I'm a great advocate, right? I got on my soapbox about this. I put it on Twitter a couple of days ago, but Luke Molyneux scoring under 23s, Gooch is scoring under 23s. I know Josh Robson's going to leave, but he looks a decent player. Why don't we just play these players now, prepare for League One, and just throw them in? Because I think the senior pros, they don't deserve the chance to get us out of this.
They don't have the chance.
They don't deserve the chance to play football for this club anymore, and we should give some young, hungry kids who may well turn out not to be good enough in the long run.
Let's find out.
Let's find out, exactly. We know this shite isn't good enough, so let's find out if these kids can do it. Beadland's out on loan. Why?
Don't wait for relegation to happen. You know, if they stay up this year...
Start betting them in now.
Yeah. If they stay up this year, that's wonderful, obviously. And I'm not saying they should down tools in any way, but just try and see what you've got going into next season.
And I don't think it sends out a bad message. I don't think it sends out a defeatist message if Coleman just drops the likes of Catamol and O'Shea and the rest of them. I think it sends out a pretty positive attitude that this is now a meritocracy, and you are not playing because you're not very good, you're not good enough, you've lost your place. Because there's no competition from below, is there? Because these kids don't get played very often. There's no competition, so there's nobody driving Catamol and O'Shea forward.
If we as fans, and we as a football club, if Ellis Short or Martin Bain, I suppose probably more Martin Bain, looks at this, build the club around the young players. They're in a unique position now where they're going into League One, which is never anyone thought would happen. But we've got a really good youth setup with players that I think are good enough for that level. You know, whether or not they're going to win League One, I don't know if they would, but it gives them a chance to actually put 11 Magnums on the pitch.
Aye.
And how many times in Sunderland's history has that happened? Certainly modern history.
Yeah, it's not even 11 Magnums. It's 11 players, because a lot of them won't have been born in Sunderland, but they'll have been there since they've been 8 or something like that.
That's what I'm saying. Yeah, at least honorary Magnums.
Lyndon Gooch, for God's sake.
Yeah. And that for me, like, if there's any reason to get a season ticket next year, it would be the selling point. Yeah, you know, we've got a team full of people that you know care. Even if we get beat 1-0 on the opening day at Fleetwood, as horrible as that might be, at least we'll know that them players you know, are loving every minute of the fact that they're playing that team.
Don't get us wrong, we're not expecting some sort of like class of '92 revolution, Sunderland go on and win the Champions League, but it would just be nice to see some players who are invested in the team who cherish that moment.
And we loan players out, you know, Sturicek, for example. Stricek, I was from Sturicek. Surprised he didn't build up on that. Stricek, though, he's had loan spells at Accrington and Stanley, who are one of the better teams in League Two. There's nothing saying that he can't make that step up to be a League One goalkeeper. You suddenly start looking around the team, and you know Beadland's playing in the Scottish Championship, playing very well,
and he's doing well.
Surely he's good enough to play at that level.
Andrew Nelson got a goal. I'm not saying he could have, you know, he wouldn't have saved us this season, but he could have been an option. We could have at least started playing him a little bit, getting him in and around the squad, so it's not so alien to him when he comes into the squad.
And if you're watching a 23s, I would advise anybody who is a Sunderland fan to pop down, watch the under 23s at Everton or at the Stable Light, and watch, because that is the future. That is the future of this football club. The future is really rooted in them young players, because we're not going to be able to buy anyone.
You mean the future's not rooted in our history?
It's not rooted in our history. It's
Fuck,
rooted in the
damn!
future.
The PR campaign really got me.
I know.
I thought we were going to be winning the cup in 37 and Grace Carter was going to come back from the dead.
That was...
I was going to buy a coal strip.
Jack Rodwell was on the advertising for all that, wasn't he?
Was he? Yeah.
Which is bad. His face was printed all over the stadium.
Anyway, you just need to look at Coleman's comments on Honeyman.
You'll get pelters for this.
I don't care. Honeyman deserves the comments. We should be building around him.
I agree.
Because he wants to be there.
Do you know what, next year, Honeyman's proven that he's at best an average championship player. He's going to be good enough for League One.
He's like, what is he, 24? He's still got time. He's still got time. Players don't peak these days until they're like 32, 33 at times.
But
got a good engine on the boy.
Give him a chance.
I'll give him a chance.
These young boys, I think, in the summer, that they need to be what they're building the team on. Do we need to buy anyone?
I think that as well, there must be something wrong with the pitch, the training pitch, the facilities, the way we're training, or something, because we just keep getting injured all the time.
And yet under Allardyce, there was no injuries.
Allardyce had it worked out because he tailored his training towards individual players. He would say to Kirchhoff, right, you're not training today because you're playing, so you just go for a little wander about pass some balls, do whatever you want, but you're not training hard because you made a glass.
You know, it's funny, I watched the debate and Allardyce was on, and he was talking about how he learned about player recovery from Andy Carroll. He was like, when he had Carroll at West Ham, he used to make him train. And he was like, the actual reality is, don't make Andy Carroll train.
Yeah,
he doesn't need to train because he puts all of his effort into that one match day, and he can't turn it off. He's either playing 100% or he's not playing. So in training, he's just getting injured because he's just bulldozing people around and stuff and being Andy Carroll.
I mean, it's the problem. You wonder if would have had like the likes of Paddy McNair fit and Duncan Watmore fit for the whole of the season, if that would have made much of a difference.
Watmore, you know,
you'd like to think Watmore would have been.
How good did Watmore look under Allardyce? Under that, you know, that period where he was coming off the bench and being that impact player. You think back to that team and what was there compared to what we ended up with under Moyes, and it's frightening.
But they were still like on the books.
I know, but it just didn't fit right, did it?
No.
The team wasn't that different. Obviously, not signing Jan MVA, which we can talk about till the cows come home.
Cans for Jan.
I remember that everyone changed their Twitter picture to Jan in that Christmas.
Oh, what a guy! I thought he was going to sign.
I should take a moment to just remember Jan.
We wouldn't pay him.
The two Jans. We had two Jans.
Yeah, Jan Kirchhoff for me is the biggest tragedy this club has ever.
Is he getting off for Bolton?
I think so, but he's the best, the most technical passing midfielder I've seen in a Sunderland shirt.
I still remember that pass. Nothing came of it, but he played a pass against Newcastle outside the foot with such bend.
He is amazing, and I think we should have kept him. Personally, controversial because he was injured, but
I don't think I can concentrate for the rest of the.
Connor's dribbling.
I love Jan Kirchhoff.
I loved him.
One of my favourite players. Just ooze class.
Until Kirchhoff joined, Jan Mvia was like standout player of the season, and then Kirchhoff was so good that he made Mvia look completely ordinary without Mvia changing anything. It was just like, so there's another good central midfielder in the world.
Just think, we went from having Jan Mvia and Jan Kirchhoff in central midfield to like Lee Cattermole, Seb Larson, Paddy McNair when he was fit.
No, Seb Larson wasn't there because we weren't British. We weren't British. We weren't playing.
We need more British players.
With the Republic of Ireland.
Gibson, I quite like Gibson this season, but last year it was awful.
Well, he's not played this season. He's another one who's made of glass. Why do we sign? There's something wrong with our recruitment where we just sign players made of paper mache.
They've got away with it as well with Oviedo, because Oviedo actually has been made of paper mache his whole career. Has strung together a season where he's not been injured. It's just
dire straits, I think, for some.
I'm getting exasperated. We barely even talk about. I mean, we should talk a little bit, I suppose, preview the game against Preston.
Why upset ourselves? I can tell you exactly what's going to happen in the Preston game, right? I'll put my neck on the line. We'll probably play well for about 20 or 30 minutes. We'll concede, and then the floodgates will either open or we'll lose 1-0. Either or. We'll win.
I think Preston are a good, well-drilled team.
Confidence is just shot.
Yeah. I honestly can't see any hope. Do you know what, the worst thing that could happen in a lot of ways is that we do win and then I'm going to be here like, oh, we're staying up, we're going to stay up, yes.
Honestly, if we do manage to get a result, it'll just be prolonging the fucking misery. If things go badly against Preston, we worked out today we could be 8 points behind.
No, 10.
10 points behind. If things go badly.
No, how many points are we? No, we're 5 behind at the minute.
Yeah, so we could be 8 points behind.
But 9 technically because our goal difference is absolutely appalling. We've only got... At this point, if we're lost and Barnsley won, we'd have 8 games left and we'd have to pick up 3 more wins than them. I mean, essentially, this weekend is last chance saloon. If they lose this weekend, irrespective of any other results, they've just got to win 2 more games than Barnsley, and that's just not going to happen. We've got to win essentially 4 or 5 of the last 9.
I just think it's disgraceful that how many games did we win last season in the Premier League? 5.
Won. We beat Hull. We beat Watford. We beat Leicester. We beat Bournemouth. We beat Hull again, so we won 5.
And this year we've won
5.
So we've won 10 in 60 games.
No, we won 10 in 70. We played 39 last season, we played 38 last season, so 10 in 77.
10 games in 77.
Not bad. 1 in 8 nearly.
Yeah, that's...
Home record, 2 home wins.
That really is a glaring statistic that just sums it up.
It's awful. And...
I mean, we've been so shit that we forgot that we nearly broke the record for... Or did we break the record for going the home games?
We didn't go the full, yeah.
We didn't go the full,
We managed to win the second last.
I'd forgotten about that. We've been so shit.
I know, that's not even... Do you realize that was the best moment of the season, was stopping that record?
Yeah.
Like, get in, we aren't the worst home team.
Yeah, things are going to turn.
Yes!
Things are going to turn.
We beat Fulham at home, 1-0. This hasn't been a therapy session, this has been the opposite.
I feel a bit depressed, to be honest.
So do I. I'm hurting.
I'm not going to pat you on the back because I don't like you.
I don't like you either because you spend too much time together. Now
I'm starting to go off the Bromley a bit. Like maybe we'll have like a WWE style feud.
Ooh, a TLC. Tables, ladders and chairs.
I'm going to tag in Big Niall Bromley as the...
Why? You can't it's a tag match. Mixed tag.
Yeah,
I'll have Gav.
You have Gav?
Yeah.
I'm sorry, but there's only one winner.
Why?
Me and Niall Bromley, the psycho. The psycho. He's dangerous, that kid. He can stab any time.
You think? Oh, well. Well, we'll see what happens. I mean, I suppose maybe that can be an end-of-season treat. A Roker Rapport TV special.
Yeah.
We'll get, like, Vince McMahon to announce it.
Oh, yeah, we'll just ring him up. I know Vince McMahon. Yeah, Vince. I don't even like WWE. Why am I agreeing to this? I think it's stupid. It's fake. It's fake news. It's rubbish. I don't even like it. Liked it when I was about 12 with Triple H in the glory days.
The glory days?
Yeah.
11 years ago. Right, is there anything else we need to discuss? How long have we went for? Oh, can I even see?
Can you see?
Can you see? I'm blind.
I've no idea. It's probably about 15 minutes.
So, is there any other things we want to cover?
Not particularly, no. I think we're doomed. We're doomed.
We're doomed.
I really think we are doomed.
Is there any particular players that are irritating you?
Irritate me, the whole lot of them. Cattermole irritates me.
There's one in particular.
Cattermole really irritates me. I've always liked Cattermole, but I think he's got along for far too long in his hard work, and he just does stupid things. He vacated his position to run around like a knob to get a 5-second smattering of applause, and then he'll give away a stupid foul, and everyone goes, "At least he's getting stuck in though." It's like, no, it's just an excuse. He's hiding. He's essentially hiding in plain sight. That's what Cattermole's doing.
Do you think
he's making it look like he's doing something, but he's not?
Do you think next year Cattermole is still going to be under contract? There's certainly going to be no takers, I imagine.
Well, we could have got money from Stoke when we went down.
When we went down, could we have?
I heard that. That was linked.
Oh, I didn't sell that. I would have done that.
I think it was.
I would have let him away on free.
I think it was at the time you still thought he was that performance first game of the season against Derby was decent.
I don't know. I think it's going to be scary having Lee Cattermole still playing for next year.
Our wage budget, although we've reduced our wage budget a fair bit. Going into League One, we need to get rid of so many players. We need to get rid of McGeady. We need to get rid of Cattermole. We're going to have to get rid of Kone. We're going to get Paddy McNair's probably on a fucking bench for League One.
They'll get rid of McGeady. He'll find a suitor because he scored and people like the look of him. I'm surprised he could have went in January, to be fair. They'll get rid of McGeady. McManaman probably
We're gonna be stuck with Jason Steele. We're stuck with him.
We're stuck with Steele. We'll be stuck with
Stuck
Router.
Camp. Stuck with Router.
Camp's
Is
not
he,
signed. He's alone.
Oh, is he? Who's he on loan from?
Cardiff.
Cardiff. Oh, well, at least he gets to go back.
John O'Shea's out of
Frank
contract. They might maybe put him on the coach's
He'll be
staff.
fucking manager by the time.
I know he could be. Could be a shout. He will be linked. The next time the job comes up, he'll be the favourite.
Yeah.
Coney, they'll not find any suitors for him.
He's got to go though. His wage is too high. He's got to go. Rodwell, we must shift Rodwell. I'm convinced. I'm convinced once Rodwell goes, the cloud will lift over the club and we'll start.
To be fair, I would just tell Rodwell to never come back. Just pick your wage up. If that's what you have to do, don't have him near the club.
But he wants to play football. He wants to play football. He won't accept a move somewhere else, but he wants to play football.
Do you think our Category 1 under 23 team will qualify for the Johnston Paints while we are also in the
That would be good. That would be a moment for the under 23s to really push.
Imagine the worst thing that could happen next year is Sunderland first team gets drawn against Newcastle under 23s.
That would be horrible. Or that thing on Football Manager where you first take over the job. So, do you want to have a pre-season friendly with the reserve squad to see how your team's going? And you think, oh yeah, set the tactics up, and you get absolutely humped, and you're like, oh, this is going to be a tough season, a tough season.
But imagine we do draw Newcastle in that competition.
Oh.
I mean, I would almost, if I was the club, I would refuse to play it.
I mean, they came and smashed seat-ups for under 23 games. Imagine what
this is the under 23s against our first team. Imagine if they beat one. Oh,
probably would
be one in a row.
That could realistically happen as well.
It's because it's done on North and South.
Oh God!
I don't think we should enter it.
Well, just my time. That's in Sunderland town, by the way. Not Newcastle, not fucking Blythe. Sunderland.
I don't think Blythe's got the strippers.
You never know.
Brothels, maybe.
Well, it's possible. Anyway, thank you for watching. Throw some abuse or praise if you feel like it.
Yeah. Instagram. I do that.
Or maybe off to Church Lane for a burger after this.
I'm not.
It's supposed to go along with the advertising.
Oh, yeah, Church Lane. They're all nice burgers. I was going to say, are you really? You and Gav having a mate date?
No. Well, Gav's going on Thursday, I think. But yeah, Church Lane burgers very nice.
Yeah, I think that pretty much sums up everything. I read Roker Rapport. There's loads of good stuff going on. I mean, it's difficult really to write about polishing a turd, as we've already talked about. But if you do want to read about that, Roker Report's the place to go.
It's probably the best place.
We're trying to think of new ways of saying how shit we are.
Yeah, and our writers are that good and talented. They do manage it most of the time.
Yeah, they do. I mean, if you've got any ideas for me, I've just been...
I mean, Cans and Megabus, like, if you want to be entertained before on a away day, Cans and Megabus is where you go.
Yeah, Tom's a good writer.
Because it's very good. Yeah. Very good.
Pretty much just read that one.
Yeah, just Cans and Megabus. If you read one thing this week, read Cans and Megabus.
And the thing is now, we'll know if Tom watched this, if he says thanks
Tom.
Aye.
Little bastard if he's not watching.
Twat.
Right, thank you very much.
Aye, we're done.